All right. Let's see if I remember how to work this thing. Okay. So it's been a couple weeks since we've done a video. Kind of been slacking a little bit, but you know what? Before we get started with this video, let's talk about a couple projects I got coming up. Three videos. One, I have a new project, a new vehicle, if you will, that I'm pretty proud of. Although I haven't even touched it. It's well, you'll see. It's just really cool. Number two, I got a video coming up of some cleaner that I was contacted about to do a video / review on. And number three, a shop tool that I was contacted about to do a video on. And these videos, I made it real clear with the vendor that if you're coming to me for a favorable review, no matter what, then you're at the wrong place. I have yet to do a video where I get paid for it. So I've been given free products, you know, to test out and review and all that kind of stuff. Or I've been asked to do that, and I've turned down every single one of them except for these last two. Well, you'll see. Anyways, on to the video. Bob is really close to running, and I'm really kind of pretty excited about that. So some of the things that I have not covered in the past couple of weeks is the wiring under the dash is complete. I think, yeah, complete for the most part. So we had to take the wiring harness out of the car for the small block Ford and change it over to the LS. Here, turn the camera back on so I can see what I'm looking at here. Okay, change it over to the LS. So let me turn the camera around and show you what I'm talking about. All right, probably not, you know, my finer work or anything like that, and it's not loomed up or any of that jazz, but everything is good. The engine harness comes in right here. I don't know if you can see it in the back there somewhere. So the engine harness is in the car. As far as that's concerned, it's ready to start. The one thing that I need to add to it that's not there yet is the harness for the other 8 injectors. So what I mean by that is Bob now has 16 injectors. Bob now has 16 210-pound injectors. And those of you who know that 16 210-pound injectors is pretty serious, and we're going to run M1 methanol. I was going to put a belt drive pump on it, but I actually already have 2 of the big Magnet Fuel Pro Tuner 750 pumps that are good for about 1,300 horsepower a piece on methanol. So one would probably be borderline for fuel supply. So I'm gonna go ahead and run them both. The second one will be switched, kind of like Bob was already set up to do with the little bitty pump that I had, and then the one Pro Tuner 750. So that's that part. Now let's get around to the good stuff. Okay, so we are back over in front of the car now, and I got a lot done since the last couple of videos, and man, this stuff just takes forever. And man, my hat's off to these guys that can put these cars together, you know, in 6 months or you know, some really short amount of time, you know, a complete build. I'm here to tell you, man, this stuff is expensive. And for your average guy to put something together like this, you know, it's tough, you know, money and time-wise. I mean, here, check this out. I went to Summit today. Summit, from me, is about, you know, 45, 50-minute drive or something. But this little bag that I got right here is that is $650 worth of fittings, fuel line fittings and things like that. spark plug wires and, you know, just knick-knack stuff. When you get to this point in the project, man, that, you know, it nickel and dimes you to death with, you know, 10, 20, 50 bucks here, 600 bucks here, you know, blah, blah, blah. I mean, here, look, check this out. Like something like this, really nice piece from 417 Motorsports. So it's got water fittings here and here, so you can run the hoses either direction. You know, there's endless possibilities. Something like that, $300 and some odd, almost $400, I think, by the time it got to the door. This little doodad right here, sitting on top of the strut tower. There's another $100. Here's another one. Just the little bungs to weld to the headers that hold the EGT. 8 of those things, $96. So it's just, man, it never stops. I mean, well, it might at some point, but it hasn't stopped yet. So enough of the complaining. It's time to get started actually doing some work. We're going to do fuel line fittings and some small amount of the cooling system. So let's get started on that, because it ain't going to do itself. All right, y'all, check this out. This is sweeter than a Pop-Tart. My favorite part is you know, getting close to having a running car, and it is getting close. Front fuel lines are done. So what you're looking at here, now remember it's 16 injectors, so there's 2 fuel rails on each side, and they connect to the regulator over here. You can see on the bottom right there, there's a return line left, which is going to be that dude right there. Return line runs across, it's going to drop down right there. And then we got these 4 feed lines in the back. Those 2 guys and those 2 guys are going to connect to this custom made log thing that I have that stands up in the corner. So we got to change up the mounting on that log with the 4 outlets on it, because the with the fender wells or the fender aprons or the whatever those things are called are cut out now. There's a big hole there. There's nothing to mount that thing to, which I got it sitting over here. Let me grab this thing. So that doodad right there used to mount in there, something like that. We got to take the mount off of this thing and turn it where the mount is facing away from us, and that the flange on that thing will just bolt to it'll probably bolt to the firewall or to the lip of that pinch weld over there. I haven't really decided yet. We'll see when we get there, but it looks like there's only 4 more fuel lines to make up and connect the return, and ooh, I think that's it. But the next video for sure, Bob will be alive, at least in naturally aspirated form. I gotta hook the torque converter up. I gotta put caps on the transmission lines because we don't have a place to mount the transmission cooler yet. So we'll just put caps on it. And the only reason we're doing that is because we want to be able to put the drive shaft in it and move Bob on the trailer and off the trailer when we go to Chris's house, because he is no fun to push with the spool in the rear end. That is faux show. All right, so that's probably a super good place to end the video. Lots and lots and lots of progress on Bob, getting him ready to run. I think when we start it up, we're probably just gonna start it up on plain gasoline or maybe E85, probably E85, since I have a tune-up that's close enough to make it run at least. So we'll stick with that, see how it does. Really starting it naturally aspirated so it's easy to move around. like I said earlier, pushing this thing is no fun, and I'll have to load it by myself a couple times, so that's going to make a difference there, you know, as far as my sanity is concerned. Man, yeah, let's see. A couple of brake lines that got to be done. Torque converter, transmission fluid, motor oil. Put fuel in it and start it, I think, is where we got to go. So, yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I hope the switch to the LS platform was a good switch. I don't see why it wouldn't be. We've already had good success in other cars, you know, with friends' cars and things that I've helped with. So, you know, I guess we'll see how it goes. But anyways, enough of the jibber jabber. That's the end of the video, guys. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't, thumbs up, all that neat stuff, and watch for those new videos coming out. Let's see, a tool review, a cleaner review, the new project, and the fourth one is going to be Bob starting and running and all that good stuff. I can't wait. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next video.